John running technical issues in the background.
Hey, everybody.
And we have Andrew on the phone call. How you doing, Andrew?
I'm good. How are you, Bob?
I'm good. For those of you who caught me 30 seconds ago, we just did an intro. We're going to do it again. So, technical issues is a real thing in real life. We are running a draft tournament thing. I don't even know what it's called. What would you call it, Andrew?
A mock draft.
Ah, there it is, a mock draft. That was perfect.
This is seat 7, unless I miss my count.
This is 1, 2, 3. This is seat 6.
8?
1,
No.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is 6.
6.
6 of
All
9.
right.
So we're going to jump right into it. We're doing 2 packs of Modern Horizons and a pack of Magic Mystery. And these are good drafting packs. So we're going to jump right into it. We're going to start with the Modern...
2 Urza packs.
Yeah. Well, they were kind of assigned randomly. Not kind of. They were very much assigned randomly. So this guy gets this pack first. We'll see what's the physical embodiment of Urza gives us today. A goblin token, not foil. Disappointing, not impressed. I am not impressed. Alright, what is this guy? We got... Oh, that's a cool looking bony dude thing. These are art cards, everybody. If you've seen the other videos, then you know. We're taking these and putting them together and making an end table or some kind of piece of furniture.
Lightning.
That's lightning. Oh, interesting.
Blightning. I believe that's...
Lightning.
He's like a very odd variant on Ball Lightning.
Okay.
A black-red variant.
I'm not
I believe
even
that's
mad.
what that is.
That's very cool. All right. So all of the Modern Horizons packs have a land. So far they've all been
Snow-covered
snow-covered.
land.
Are they all snow-covered?
They are all snow-covered.
Okay. Well, there's your snow-covered plains, everybody. I don't know that we've seen that one yet.
Oh, there you go.
There you go, sir.
That's about a $20 card.
Seasoned
Last time I
Pyromancer.
checked.
All right. When you enters the battlefield,
Also a
discard
very
2
good
cards,
card.
Then draw 2 cards. For each non-land card discarded this way, create a 1/1 red elemental creature token. Tap 5 to exile him from your graveyard and create 2 more elementals. That's a... Wow.
Yeah, and that's possibly a first pick. Not just because he's a $20 card, but because in draft, you might have a lot of garbage in your hand. And if you find him, then you can discard the garbage and make elementals out of it.
Nice. Turn those garbage cards into elementals. All right. So this is Munitions Expert. He's
$22.
oh, so the seasoned Pyromancer's at 22 right now. All right.
Yeah.
Munitions Expert.
Right.
Let's see. Flash enters the battlefield. You may have it deal damage equal to target creature.
Number of goblins you control.
Oh,
Probably not a
interesting.
pick, because there aren't that many goblins in the set.
Yeah, we have not seen many goblins, so we're putting that off to the side. Defender, Wall of Blossom, we've seen this a couple of times.
He's not bad in draft,
Yeah,
to be
interesting
honest.
because
I don't
it
know that he's the
replaces
first pick,
itself
but...
in your deck, or in your hand, he lets you draw a card, so that's very cool. Valiant Changeling, we've talked about the Changelings a lot. This is a Valiant one, costs 1 less for each creature type among creatures you control. So my question is, Andrew, if I have a Changeling or a Shapeshifter on the battlefield, does this guy cost 2 white mana?
That's a really good question. Yeah, I would have to think that it is because a changeling is effectively, 100 or more creature types at this point.
There's a ton of creature types. So
but I don't know. I'd have to look that up. It would be something I'd want to get a ruling from the judge from it.
Yeah, that would be
certainly
very cool.
possible.
If you could pull him out for 2 white mana just because you have 1 other changeling would be awesome. All right. Let's see. Rocks.
He also
Veteran.
has double strike, which is very
he
good.
has double strike. That changeling that comes in is a 3/3 for 2 with double strike. Realistically, that would be...
Now, the issue is if you don't have another changeling, he's very hard to cast. So probably not a first pick, in my opinion.
7 cast for a 3/3 first strike. Not worth it. No, thank you.
Well, double strike is not first strike. It's better.
Yeah, it's better than first strike. All right. Rocks Veteran. He's got Battle Cry. So when he attacks, other attacking creatures get +1, +0, and you tap
Yeah, that's
target
pretty
creature
good.
and opponent controls.
It's not bad if you want to go for like a white-red Boros aggro deck.
Yeah,
Still don't think it's the first pick, though.
there's a guy named Bob who ran my card shop for a little while. He loved rhinos for no apparent reason. I miss that guy. He did a great job for
Well,
us.
they got that horn.
I know. There's not very many rhinos in the game. All right. Putrid Goblin. He has Persist. When he dies, if it has no 1/1 counters on it, return it to the battlefield under its owner's control with a -1/-1 counter. So essentially, he
Mm-hmm.
stays alive for 2 turns.
Yeah, he's actually a good pick. Again, I don't know if he's the first pick, but
Right,
you
he's a
might take him
solid
pretty
card.
early in the draft.
Okay.
Now that's a good
Magmatic
card
Sinkhole. Delve.
in the
5
draft.
damage to target creature or planeswalker.
That's
Interesting.
removal.
That's
And the
great
delve
removal.
is, I mean, the delve is harder to activate in draft than it is in like modern, but still,
Right.
that deserves to go in the top draft picks. This is
Okay.
looking like a very red pack for.
Very red pack, yeah. Weather the Storm. It's a 2-drop. You gain 3 life, and it has Storm, so you copy it for each spell that's been cast before it this turn.
Storm is, of course, the infamous mechanic that Wizards promised to almost never print again.
And then they did.
It is it's not that broken if all you're doing is gaining life.
Yeah.
The things that do damage or create creatures can be very broken.
Yeah.
And Storm is there is a Storm scale named after Storm, which ranks the mechanics that Wizards doesn't like and will never print again. And Storm is 10 out of 10.
Wow. Okay. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. Put one of them into your hand, and the rest onto the graveyard. Huh.
Yeah, it's not that impressive.
No, not really. Treefolk Umbra, we've talked about that. It gets +0/+2 and assigns combat damage with its toughness.
That's
Also
a good card in the draft.
Totem Armor.
Totem Armor.
Yeah.
That's the important thing.
Yeah. So
You might take that's up there. Put that with the top picks. I would
Okay.
say Totem Armor is pretty good in draft.
all right.
Hey, another changeling.
And another changeling. It can be cast. Oh, this one can't be blocked, and it can't block. So it's one changeling. Just
Unblockable is good. If
Yeah.
he wasn't a 1/1, I mean, if you're gonna take that card, you want to try to take enchantments to put on. I like that Totem Armor.
Yeah, or have
I wouldn't put it with the top picks. He's a good pick, but probably not a top pick.
Okay. Moonblade Shinobi, there's another ninjutsu right there. It's a 3. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, create a 1/1 blue illusion creature token with flying. Oh.
Yeah, now he's almost deserves to be in the top picks because creating flying creatures is really good,
Right.
and his ninjutsu cost is pretty good too. I'd put him with the top picks.
Yeah, 3
I don't know that I would take him over the other ones, but he's definitely not a bad card in draft.
So the Spinehorn Minotaur, as long as you have drawn 2 or more cards this turn, Spinehorn has double strike. So
Yeah, you're probably not going to proc that a lot. It depends.
Yeah.
I mean, and even that double strike on a 2-power creature is not. Wow, 3 changelings in this
Yeah,
pack.
there's another changeling. Wow. Okay. So this one has it's just a 3/1 for 2.
This is a 3/1.
And it's a changeling.
I don't think that's super impressive.
No, me either, but
So yeah, these are your cards, and it's a tough call. Again, if you want it, the Seasoned Pyromancer is easy to pick because he's a $20 card,
right.
so, and he's playable. At the same time, Seasoned Pyromancer may or may not win drafts. Now, the nice thing is you can use him. If you have a way to bounce him, you can have him enter the battlefield multiple times and start really pumping out those elements.
Right, those elementals are.
For me, this is a really hard choice. It's not because I take the Seasoned Pyromancer because I want $20. But
Sure.
if I don't want $20, believe it or not, the Umbra might be the best play because if you get an Umbra and then you drop that on something that's already like a disgusting, game-winning creature,
Mm-hmm.
and it gets a free die once and get out of jail card, that's broken.
Yeah,
That's really broken.
Yeah.
So Treefolk Umbra is a really good card in the draft. So if you don't want $20, like if you're not a human being, if you're a dog, I tried to give my dog $20 once, and it looked at me like I was crazy.
He didn't care. He's not interested in your dollars.
So if I'm my dog and I'm playing this draft, maybe I'd take the Treefolk Umbra instead.
Okay. Well, I'm going to.
So we should choose. I'm going to leave it up to you, Bob.
I think I would go with the Seasoned Pyromancer just because the body. So when you're building a draft deck at the beginning, this is this person's first pack. We know nothing else about it. So I'm relying on something that has a body rather than something that doesn't, because I don't have any guarantee that I'm going to get something to put that Treefolk on. But I do have a guarantee that I have.
If you draft and you don't have something to put the Umbra on, you're drafting it wrong.
Well,
I think the Umbra is the top pick if you just want to win. But if we're taking the Pyromancer, then we're taking the Pyromancer.
I don't know. We've seen the Umbra a number of different times now.
It's a good card.
It is a very good
card in the draft.
All right, we're gonna go to.
I guess we took the Pyromancer. So
yeah,
we're into red.
Pyromancer. We're in red because Pyromancer. I like fire, and so does he.
Now, if this is a really good green card,
I'm gonna be mad. Or maybe we'll change what we. Oh, there it is.
Oh, there it is. Bear token. Free 2/2 creature.
We're going into green.
Foil bear token. Oh no, is it a foil or not?
Yeah. Yeah. Look at that.
Ah, foil bear.
Look at that shiny. Ooh, it's so shiny. Okay, I really like those foil tokens. I don't care what anyone says. What is that? Look at that. That is a gorgeous art card, people. Those are giant lotuses. Oh, they're black lotuses.
Yeah.
And there's like dead bodies.
I don't remember what that is. It might be Lotus Field.
Lotus Field or something? Oh,
yeah.
It's gorgeous.
Silent clearing.
Silent clearing. All right, there's a snow-covered island. It's just a little dumbass island.
And the first one was called Lightning Skelemental.
Oh, Lightning
Skelemental, right.
Skelemental?
Yeah.
Are you serious? Oh my god, so funny. Okay. Sliver creatures you control have, when this creature is dealt damage, it deals that much damage to target player or planeswalker. Oh.
Very good sliver if you feel like you're going to be able to go for slivers.
Well, and we're already in red.
We see what the rest of the pack is.
Yeah. Cunning Evasion. Whenever a creature you control becomes blocked, you may return it to its owner's hand. Oh.
Now that's not bad, only because if you draft that card, you draft it with a lot of bounce guys, a lot of bounce effects.
Like that Pyromancer.
For instance, the Seasoned Pyromancer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's not a bad call today.
Hollowhead Sliver.
Two red slivers in this pack.
Slivers you have gain discard a card, draw a card.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You get a little draw power from the slivers. King of the Pride. Other cats you control get +2/+1. He's a 2/1 for 3. That's probably not.
You need a lot of cats.
Yeah, I haven't seen many cats. When Spring Bloom Druid enters the battlefield, you may sacrifice a land. If you do, search your library for up to 2 basic lands and put them onto the battlefield tapped. Then shuffle your
That's a good card in draft because it thins out your deck. Yeah, I don't know if it's a first pick, but he's certainly playable.
Okay. Rank Officer we've seen. When he enters the battlefield, discard a card. If you do, create a 2/2 black zombie token.
Yeah, he's not terrible.
Knight of Old Banilla.
Benelia.
That's the one, suspend 5 for 1. I think it's great. It's cool.
Yeah.
Pondering Mage.
That's great.
Look at the top 3 cards, then put them back in any order. You may shuffle your library, and you draw a card. It's expensive.
Yeah, probably not taking that.
Target player discards 2 cards. Overload.
Yeah, that's it's not bad. I mean, especially in draft, because if you get that early, you're going to get 2 cards out of their hand for 1.
You're right.
I like to draft stuff like that. Problem is, if you get it late and they don't have any cards in their hand, it's not worth anything.
Right. So just an empty slot in your deck that you couldn't use.
Fog
Spore
Frog.
Yep, we've seen him sacrifice and
Fog
prevent
Frog.
ground damage.
Diabolic Edict, one of the
Target
classics.
player sacrifices a creature. That's awesome. Removal.
It's a good pick in draft. It's
Yeah.
potentially a good pick. The
We
Minotaur.
just saw this Minotaur.
Yeah.
And we just saw this Changeling.
Uh-huh.
And Phantom Ninja can't be blocked.
Now that might be the pick right there, because unblockable creatures win draft.
Yeah. So
I have to say, if it's me, I'd probably pick the Phantom Ninja, because unblockable creatures are just so strong in draft. And hey, if you took the totem armor and you put it on him, you know, he just starts winning you the game. You have a 5-turn clock if you put that totem armor on that ninja.
yeah.
You didn't take the totem armor.
Maybe
you took
that's.
the pyramid.
I mean, we can always revisit. In video 9, everybody, we're going to talk about what we think is best and how to look at the second and third draws from each pack and so on and so forth. So
I think the ninja is the pick.
I
From
think
that
ninja
pack.
is the pick as well. I definitely agree. So
Unblockable creatures are a pain in the butt to deal with.
yeah,
in
they are.
draft.
All right.
They're absolutely a pain.
Okay, last but certainly not least. Do I say that every video? I think I do. Okay. I'm not going to tell you what mystery boosters are because I've told you 5 times. Go watch the other videos. I'm open this right now. Oh, I love that sound. Oh, yeah. All right.
All right.
Reviving Dose. Gain 3 life, draw a card. Okay,
Next.
not the top of my list. Suppression Bonds. Enchant non-land permanent. Can't attack, block, or activate abilities. Okay.
That's removal, and
Yeah.
so very good in a draft. What's the mana cost on that? You've got the mana
4.
cost off the screen there.
Oh,
Yeah, it's still pretty good. You know, the problem is we're already in red and blue, so we probably don't go to white just for that card, but
right.
if you already were in white, you might want it.
Secrets of the Golden City. Ascend. If you can 10 or more permanents, you get the city's blessing for the rest of the game. Draw 2 cards. If you have the city's blessing, draw 3 cards instead.
Probably going to be... Ascend is hard to pull. He's not a terrible card. I don't know if it's a top pick, but it's not bad.
Okay, Sailor of Means. When he enters the battlefield, create a colorless treasure artifact token with sacrifice this, add 1 colorless. So he gives you back
not
the
too
colorless
bad.
mana that you used on him. Not that great.
You might take the Sailor if you want. If you're into 3 colors already, again, it depends how we're only simulating the first pick out of these packs
Right.
until we get to the end of the video series. If you have drafted into 3 colors, one of which is blue, that card gets a lot better because he helps smooth your mana base out.
Right. Okay.
Hey, Changeling.
Another
In
Changeling.
the
Yeah. He gets
Yeah.
+1/+1 until end of turn.
yeah, and that's a good effect in draft. I still don't know if he's a top pick, but he's not bad.
Regenerate target creature, draw a card. If there are 2
That can be
or
very
more
techy
instants
and
of
useful
sorcery
in
cards
draft.
your graveyard, regenerate each creature you control.
Because in draft, you have to get techie about your removal.
Yeah.
You know, you have to consider that almost a removal card because you go in, you try to entice them into something that looks like a trade, and then you get to regenerate your creature and they don't.
Right.
So, however, we're not in black, so we
We're not in
probably
black.
don't take that.
Enthralling Victor. We've seen
Now, him I maybe take because he will swing if they're depending on a little chump blocker to, you know, keep them alive or something, or if they've got a defender that's like a 0/7, and you just can't get past it. All of a sudden, you cast him,
Right.
you grab it, and you swing for huge damage. So he definitely is among the top picks for this
Yeah,
deck so far.
absolutely.
He's in our colors, and he's a very good card.
Mardu War Shrieker. When
Yeah.
he enters the battlefield, if you attacked with the creature this turn, add 3 mana to your mana pool. Wow. Red, white,
That's
and
very
black.
good. Yeah, he can.
That's huge.
He's possible too. The problem is he's not our colors, but you know, if he was, that might be a tough
If
pick.
you started with the Seasoned Pyromancer, he'd be in your colors.
Well, he's in our colors because he's red, but we're not in white or black.
Right.
We went red and blue with our first couple picks, so
Yeah,
we're
so it's just
theoretically in red and
some
blue
free
right now.
mana, yeah. Okay. Target creature you control deals damage to its equal to its power to target creature you don't control. What is that set
That is
symbol?
removal.
Does
It's
that look
potential.
familiar?
We're not in green, so I probably maybe don't take that, but you might otherwise you might take that in the draft because. And interestingly, that is from I believe one of the Chinese sets
Oh, okay.
because it refers to
That's
one
a
of the
very
Chinese cards.
interesting set symbol. Okay. Let's see. Destroy target artifact or enchantment and investigate, which is to put a clue token onto the battlefield.
Yeah, you don't take that first pick. It's
No.
it's a good piece of if you take that if it comes around to you, but
Roshine
Wow.
Meanderer. Add
Mhm.
4 colors to your mana pool. Spend this only on costs that contain X.
now if you have drafted like 2 or more cards that have an X in them so far,
Then this
he's
is
probably
huge.
a first pick
Yeah,
because that's a lot of mana.
that is a lot.
We
4
haven't,
mana? Yeah.
so I can't justify taking him. But you don't want to see him go around to somebody who's now. Hey, there we go. There's our colors
Yes.
so far.
Crumbling
We might take
Necropolis.
that just because it's a triple land in our colors.
Yeah. It does.
I would
into
put that among the
battlefield
top
systems.
picks.
a
It's really
slow
nice
land,
to
but-
have.
Okay. Eater
boy.
of Days, Flying Trample
Yeah.
comes into play. Skip your next 2 turns.
Yeah, I
Wow.
just can't recommend drafting that card no
I want to
matter
play
how.
this. I want to.
I mean,
this
this
card.
is definitely an I'm feeling lucky.
Right.
Am I feeling lucky
Do you
card?
feel lucky?
It's like,
punk?
well, 9/8 Flying Trample is a
4.
brutal game-winning
Right.
card. The
And for
problem
4.
is, you got to be real sure that they're sitting on a bucket of crap when you cast that.
Yeah, really sure.
It's now, hey, I might take him just because if there's a really, really experienced player somewhere around the table who thinks they can make that guy work, 9/8 Flying Trample creatures win drafts, especially for 4 mana. But you have to remember, you're giving them 3 turns in a row. After that,
Basically,
it's
3 turns. Is
you
all
gotta
hard
be
to come back.
feeling real sure about yourself. Now, hey, that Plague Lord
Hey, Plague Lord.
is he's really just a pretty solid draft card.
Oh, sacrifice a creature, any creature,
Mm-hmm.
multiple times. So once he's on the field, you can sack your own creatures to destroy their creatures easily.
Well, it's more like, let's say you're 1 damage short of what you need to kill a creature. Oops, then you just sacrifice something and kill it.
Right.
Right?
That makes sense.
He much better. He would have been much better back when damage was placed on the stack.
Right.
When damage was placed on the stack, you could block with those elementals, sacrifice them, and kill some 4/4 with a pair of 2/2 elementals. But Wizards realized that was just not
Yeah.
fun for anybody except.
It was just
terrible
very
social
complicated.
cast,
I
so.
liked it, but that's because how I came into Magic.
It's the purest form of Magic to me. He goes in the top picks. He's not in our colors, but he's that's a very strong creature in draft. So.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, and that doesn't have an upkeep. That cumulative upkeep where it says sacrifice unless you pay its upkeep. The upkeep cost is literally just start adding red mana.
That's
to
the
your mana pool.
opposite of. And it's
I would say that's the
accumulative.
first.
Holy crap! He just gives you
Yeah,
free mana
you drop
at the
that on
beginning of
turn
your
2. On turn 3, you get 1 red mana to your mana pool at the beginning of your. Now, here's the issue. I'm trying to remember. Well, actually, I don't think so because doesn't mana drain at the end of the upkeep phase?
No.
Doesn't
I
it?
think so. Untap. Upkeep.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
you're
look that
right.
up real quick because
It does. At the beginning of the draw phase, you lose that mana. So unless you have saved something for the beginning of your turn, like during my upkeep, I'm going to.
every step in phase. Yeah, you can't. Ah, man. Yeah, I'm wrong. You don't take it because the upkeep. You only get that mana
During
during
the
your
upkeep.
upkeep.
So it
Yeah,
means that you would have to have instance that
you'd have to
you
have a
were
lot of
planning
instants and
to
sorceries.
use a lot.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because you get a lot of mana from that card, but
That card is at $15, so you know.
in a non-foil,
No, in the foil, is
in
it
a foil,
$15 foil?
yeah, I mean maybe you take it because it's $15. I don't think it's going to help you win the
The very
draft
last card in the
because
series, just as an FYI, the mystery booster packs. The very last card is not just part of the mystery booster pack series. It's actually part of the mystery booster pack retail exclusives.
Oh.
So they are only foil.
The last card is all
Interesting.
foil.
The last card is only foil.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, it's certainly it's a card that has a lot of fun techie potential, but unfortunately your mana does drain at the end of every phase.
Yeah, you have to
So
really be doing a lot of direct damage in your deck.
yeah, I mean if you have stuff that you can pump, like if you have stuff that lets you outlast or otherwise put counters on your creatures for mana, you might take that. For me, I mean, given what we drafted already, I'd probably take the Enthralling Victor out of this pack.
Yeah.
Only because he's, a reasonably good creature. It's not a great pack as far as draft goes. You could take the Braid of Fire if you, however, have already drafted a lot of instants or other, effects that you can pour that mana into.
Sure.
So certainly the Braid of Fire is probably up there with the potential top picks. It depends what you've drafted.
I'd like to point out, everybody, that we are possibly going to change the picks. We'd like to try to hold on to them, but it'll kind of depend when we get to the point where we're doing all that. Because what we pull from the first pack as a whole may change what we take from the second pack. Because you never know what you're going to pull as a whole. There's 14 cards in that first pack that are going into your, into your hand, and so
there's also a good set of picks value-wise. I mean, the Rate of Fire is $15. The Seasoned Pyromancer is $20.
Yeah, I mean, we did okay. We did okay. All right. Thank you for watching, everybody. We appreciate your time. Thank you, Andrew, for joining us once again.
Mm-hmm.
This is number 6 in our series of 9 videos. The first 8 are going to be pack openings, so you can see. And then number 9, we're going to talk about draft in a more specific way and how we would choose what we're choosing.
Join us for the 9th day of this series, where
the
we
9th day
match
will be the one.
positions.
Yeah, that'll be the one where you actually get to see how to build a deck from draft packs.
Yes. Also, we plan to try to rescue Richard Garfield from the basement of Wizard Coast, where we believe him to be chained up, busily stuffing mystery booster packs out of bulk cards.
We're going to put together a search and rescue team during episode number 9. All right, that's it for us here at the Foxhole. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.